Good morning and welcome to Mornings with Mike. I hope your day has started off great so far. And that's what we do here. That's what I do. Each Monday morning, I go live for Mornings with Mike. I share a Bible verse from the New Living Translation version, or most of the time it's a Bible verse. I've also gained some really good knowledge from this book, Leadership Promises for Every Day by John Maxwell. That's a good one. So, appreciate you stopping by this morning. I do this each Monday morning at between 7 and 7:15. I had to move it a little bit earlier because the kids are back in school and I'm the driver. Or for one of them, I'm the driver. So this morning we're going to be diving into John 15:15, and that is, like I said, from the New Living Translation version. And one thing is I have a little bit of a slant, a little bit of a skew towards leadership. And this is important when it comes to leading yourself, and it's important when it comes to leading others. And so I thought this was a very valuable discussion this morning. As we get into this discussion also, just as a reminder, each of my streams is sponsored by StreamYard. So you can go to join-streamyard.com and get your free trial. You can get 14 days free if you go to that link. Make sure you have the dash in there, join-streamyard.com. So getting into John 15:15 this morning. Got to turn that back on. So the actual verse reads, "I no longer call you servants because a master doesn't confide in his servants. Now you are my friends since I've told you everything the Father told me." And so, like I said, one of the ways this tied in, one of the ways that it spoke to me is that this is one of those key pieces in really leading from the heart, being able to have a good connection with other people. And this morning, I'm going to share 3 points that I got out of this verse to be able to lead yourself and to lead others. And one of the things that it talks about, one of the ways that it hit me is like, what can I do to manage and cultivate good relationships with my people? And the reason I feel like that's important, especially in leadership, because there's like this line that has to be drawn, right? And so in this verse where he's saying, hey, now you're my friend, since I've told you everything the Father told me. So there is a progression, there's a growth there. So the three points I want to make this morning. First is you have to listen to understand. Like if you deal with every single person the same way, one thing that is commonly known in leadership in the business world is the DISC model for personalities. And we all have one of those personalities. And you go, Mike, how are you tying the DISC model into the Bible? Well, if you are only communicating in your style, if you're only communicating as you know how to communicate, at best, you're going to be able to connect with 25% of the people. And so one of the keys is that you have to at least have a basic knowledge, and this is just for this illustration, of what the other personality types are, because then you have the potential to be able to communicate with 100% of the people when it comes to your followers, the people that are connecting with you, when it comes to maybe if you're in business, when it comes to customers. So one of the keys is to make sure to communicate with other people in a method that is familiar and comfortable to them. When you're establishing a friendship or a relationship with someone, you have to listen to understand. And one of the keys to listening to understand is to know that your method of communication is not the only one. I'm going to change this off here. Second is that you have to love people, right? That's one of, had this discussion before. You have to have love and leadership, and you have to have empathy and a connection with people. That was Jesus's number one rule, right? Love me, love others. That was like the number one key that he was preaching. Love me, love others, right? As yourself. And there's not a replacement for genuine caring. So in this verse, when he's talking about, hey, I no longer call you servants, now you're my friends, they know, like, there is a transition. There is not a replacement for having a genuine love, concern, and caring for somebody else. And I'm a firm believer, whether you're leading yourself to something new, whether you're leading other people, if you don't have a genuine love and caring, that is absolutely revealed. People know that. People know fake. And the worst part is if we're talking about moving yourself forward, you know fake. Like you're talking to yourself, you know that if it's not legit. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you, man. The third piece here is you've got to help people to produce results. That's one of the keys that Jesus did continually on his walk, is he continually taught and grew people and brought them along. right? That'll broaden and deepen any relationship, is when you help others to produce results and move them along. But especially if you are the person that is the quote unquote leader, right? If you're the person that is in charge, so to speak, and you're bringing others along with you, there is no deeper view of appreciation and love than when you are affecting someone else's livelihood, when you're affecting the other person and their family in a way that is positive to bring their whole livelihood along. Like I don't have a better word for it. So those are the 3 points that I got just from this one little verse. It says, I no longer call you servants because the master doesn't confide in his servants. Now you're my friends since I've told you everything the Father told me. So going back through that just real quick. 1, listen to understand. 2nd is you really have to genuinely love and care for people. And then 3rd is you got to help people to produce results, right? When they're producing results, that will be a reflect. And it's not help them to produce results so that you can take credit, right? It's help them produce results so that they can have that genuine growth and move themselves and their families or maybe their businesses along. One last key, and I don't necessarily have this in the notes. I think I put it in the notes in the description, but you, as a leader of people, you have to stop putting yourself at a higher status. We're all people. And that can be really tough for some people in a leadership role, is to say, well, I'm the quote unquote leader, right? You don't need to claim that all the time. You don't have to say that to the people you surround yourself with. You display that through your actions. You display that through doing these things that I'm talking about, really listening to people, loving on people, and then helping them to produce results. So that is the message for this morning. I hope your day has started off excellent so far. I hope that the rest of your week is great, the rest of your whole year. And by all means, if you know somebody that could use this message, please share this video. Click the share button right now if you didn't already. If you're watching this later, hit it with a hashtag replay. I'd love to be able to connect with you. If there's something I can ever do for you, reach out. I'm just a DM or a phone call away. I think my contact information is pretty readily available, and I would love to connect with you if there's some way that I can impact and help grow you. So thank you so much. Nice to see you all this morning, and I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, probably be about 7:05 a.m. so that we can all get the day rolling. God bless you, everybody. Talk to you soon.